The very first battle will be between ZPanther and Endill. And if you're here for the first time, which you are, because this is the first iteration, all of you are here for the very first time. This was a series imagined and brought to life by JoaF. I put a link to this post in the description of this live stream. Here we go. We missed turn 1. Forgive me, folks. We're just live. This is just happening. Game 1, ZPanther Endill gets Gera in on lead whack. And that's nice. They're both maneuvering quite well. The Gengar coming in to resist the double edge. And it's Hypnosis Gengar. This could be focus punching here. ZPanther's got to be careful. Endill's actually going to double to meta and get in front of the sleeping T-Tar. ZPanther was happy to potentially lose his entire Tyranitar there. That could have been awful because then you don't even have the sleep sack. This is a crazy one early, folks. Well, T-Tar is still alive and asleep, so Endill is going to get out of the way. Could be worried about a Thunder Wave, could be worried about just an HP flying, a stab flying move from the Gera. It's lost a lot of health, though. It's able to get some damage on this meta, but it will go down to another Meteor Mash. And with the damage from that Meteor Mash... No, I guess that wasn't banded. I don't believe that was banded damage, folks. We still have only seen Hypnosis from the Gar and Explosion. ZPanther catches it with the T-Tar. That was a click. What a click from Endill. Both more offensively oriented, spikeless builds from both of these gamers. That attack raise could be difficult to deal with. ZPanther catches the Meteor Mash, but can you take a +1 Earthquake? I don't think you can. How can ZPanther maneuver around this? Maybe have an arrow in the back and come in and... Oh! Endill actually going to Marowak themselves. Okay. And it's Endill with the arrow coming in on an Earthquake. I thought ZPanther might be doing that 2 turns ago. Nice double edge. That's tough to click. If ZPanther stays with meta or with the T-Tar... I mean, it's tough to switch the T-Tar in when it's literally asleep. I understand all that. And here we go. Again, I think Arrow should be able to come in outspeed, and it could depend on the sets. My Calc Dex tells me that Earthquake should do at least enough, but Endill has Agility Metagross and would rather try to push through with the Agility Metagross. Doesn't hit the range, though. And that's tough. Very back and forth game we have on our hands here. Okay, so no meta, no Claydol. Sleeping T-Tar coming in to take a Rock Slide. That's a 2-hit KO. Yeah, you don't wake up. ZPanther really hoping you can get a somewhat early wake up there. I think that would have been a turn 2 wake up and hit back with a Rock Slide. Now it's up to Snorlax. And I gotta say, I like Endill's position here. Man, we really did not have much time to set this up. There were some questions as to when this game was going to happen. Was it happening 30 minutes ago? Is it happening 30 minutes from now? It's actually right in the middle of both of those times. So a Rock Slide is expected to do a little over 1/3 of Snorlax's health. You could hope for no Curse. I'm sorry, you could hope for no flinch, get a Curse up. If this is Curse Lax, you could try to get some stacks, get a rest off. I guess I would be surprised if Endill had a Phaser in the back on a team this aggro. Oh, it's Counter Lax! Wow. And yeah, the moment that Snorlax takes that much damage, that should set off some alarm bells. Okay, ZPanther has dealt with the whole arrow. And could you live another hit from something else? You would expect Mag here, right? You've got Meta, you've got like Hypno, Explosion, maybe Focus Punch Gengar, a Marowak. I would not be surprised to see Mag in the back for Endill. Singing Crow in the chat. ZPanther left without rock resist against arrow. That is so true. I mean, you got a meta and a Claydol. Together, they basically make a whole rock resist. You have like 1.35 rock resists between the two of them. Endill still has a ton of time on the timer. Nearly 3 minutes. Mapping out what is the right line. What do you think ZPanther would have in the back here? Tell you what, man. Snorlax, Gyarados, meta. This could be Magdoll. This could be Mag. They could both have Mag in the back, and Endill's like, are we going? Oh, and it's Snorlax for Endill. If Endill doesn't have a Mag in the back, then that's pretty surprising because there's a lot of reasons for it to be here. Crit Body Slam is crazy. No way that would have actually killed. And it's Raikou actually for ZPanther, and that's tough. T-Bolt looking for maybe a para. I was wondering, does ZPanther ever sub on an explosion? No para, full para. And another crit body slam for good measure. Unnecessary there, obviously. Endill taking game 1. Game 2 has already begun. We're underway. Oh my god, and lead Blaziken HP Grass. One-shots lead Pert from ZPanther. Unbelievable. Voids should have guessed Raikou with his recent thread. That is actually so true. ZPanther did recently post an entire thread where he advocated that Raikou, like Metachamp, should be rising into the OU tier in ADV. I've heard through the grapevine, oh, sub Arrow, it's sub Lychee. And certainly Sludge Bomb. Oh, apparently it's only a range to break the sub, but HP, something doesn't break. Is that HP Fire, Endill? This is tough. 2 HP Fires will get you there, but another sub is going to come. And, okay, just blowing up to deny the sub that time. Okay, I think ZPanther's got to be fairly happy about that. Registeel coming in, and Endill doubling to Pert. Oh, and scouting out counter. But now getting the Blaziken T-Waved, expecting that ZPanther wouldn't dare keep the Registeel in front of the Blaziken. These guys are playing so fast. T-Bolt with the 2-hit. Yeah, I wonder what the move is for the Blaziken, or the item. No Lum, no Lefties, no Choice Band. Who knows? Coltior thinking Grass Wheezing. Yeah, that's true, because it would have been not very effective had it been Fire. Okay, DD Fire Blast Tyranitar. Does Endill have ZPanther's team? Do you have, like, the team pace loaded up? Like, how did you know to bring... Because, if anything, you see DD Grass. I guess you have lead Grass Blaziken, so maybe you have the Blaziken angle to weaken Pert, and then... Huh. I'm sorry, is that HP Bug? Or Grass? Because Bug would have done much more to opponent Tar than 32%. Are you really running DD Rock Slide 2 special move Tyranitar? And what is happening? Verbatim, this is ADV OU. What on earth is this team? Thief Scarm stealing leftovers from Zap, and you wonder, do you wish now that you had simply clicked Spikes instead? Help you pressure this Blaziken, and more importantly, this Swampert for the Rock Spam for the Arrow T-Tar endgame. Rock Slide looking might... I cannot believe that Zapdos lived that. That is defensive Zapdos. Holy moly. And it's... Oh, we've already seen that. This has been... Of course, this is substitute from before, folks. It's the very same arrow from mere moments ago. Forgive me. And ZPanther is going to sub. But I think DD Mence wins here. Wow. What an interesting sub click from ZPanther there. Yeah, HP Fly absolutely does enough. And you might... How do you get out of this position if you're ZPanther? You can't give up the arrow, can you? I don't think T-Tar can take a +1 Earthquake from this range. You let go of the arrow. Can Registeel take? No way, right? Is your Gengar lived or EV'd to live +1 HP fly? It is. And you have Wisp and you land it. That's critical. That could have been it. That could have been the entire best of 3 right before our eyes. Instead, Registeel coming in on an HP fly. It has counter. You could click it. Endill could pivot elsewhere. Earthquake barely does not get there. And Seismic Toss for good measure. That's been dealt with. But it's still a full health Swampert. Maybe you have Giga Drain or HP Grass on the Gengar. I'm looking around for a grass move. Keep in mind, folks, this is Rock Spam, right? So I would highly expect there to be a grass move on this Gengar. Verbatim explaining that most Gengar are EV to live +1. You just got to run Classico like me, and then your Zap is EV to live +1 Rock Slide, and it has HP Ice to deal with such shenanigans. Okay, so Endill played specifically for Pert last. Is this Curse Pert? Explosion, beautiful. Well, that's what you wanted there. Wonder what the Pert set was. Endill specifically gives up the Blaziken, sacks it to get Pert last. And ZPanther brings us to a game 3. And again, folks, I am of the understanding that this is a best of 3 set. ZPanther strikes back in game 2. And in this pivotal set-deciding game 3, it's double lead T-Tar. Just DDing on turn 1, is this... No, surely this couldn't be. Oh, the flinch on the Scarm is so awful. Do you just have to go Pert here? Yeah, you go Pert. This looks like El Clasico. I mean, there's a lot of teams that could have these 3 Mon, but lead Tar, go Scarm turn 1 so that you can get a spike up. Gar in the back, Arrow in the back, HP Ice Zap in the back. Been running a lot of that team on ladder lately. And this is tough, man. You've already lost like so much health on 2 of the primary defensive backbone Pokemon of your entire squad. Oh yeah, Coltior pointing out that the Swampert probably had no Protect. Missing Hydro Pump is so devastating. Oh man. Endill expressing their discontent with what just happened as well. Double Edge actually just simply kills the Swampert. It is the game over. If this is an El Clasico structure, this thing now outspeeds in one-shots Arrow, Zapdos, Gengar. The Scarm only has 52%. Can T-Tar live +2 Earthquake? Probably not, right? So Scarm has to come in and dodge a Rock Slide. And yeah, no, it's over. You're getting 6-0'd by lead DD Tar. That's so insane, bro. What? No. Oh my god, dude. Like the flinch on the Scarm, the Hydro Pump miss. It is so crazy that this Pokemon exists where like 2 things don't go your way in the first like 4 turns. And some like very solid teams just auto lose. That's so crazy. Oh my god, that's insane. Well, congrats to Endill on their 6-0 dominant Game 3 victory. And I think that was it. I think it was the best of 3, and I think Endill is the victor of the very first ADV Battle of the Week. A fast one for you there, folks. Yeah, Amali, wonder if that was off Pert in the chat, saying wonder if that was offensive Pert, because dying to a +2 double edge like that is unexpected. Yeah, taking that amount of damage and running Pump tells me I would not expect this to be defensive Swampert. Just very unfortunate. I mean, if it's offensively invested, who knows? I mean, that, like, double... If the T-Tar is trying to get, like, 2 Dragon Dances, a lot of T-Tars are, like, a little bulkier to help them get the second DD, at which point they can usually take on the whole universe. So maybe it had enough bulk to live offensive Pert Hydro Pump, but sadly, we will never know. That is something else, folks. And I do not see a Game 4. I don't see a Game 4 happening. Coltior dropping the knowledge that that is adamant T-Tar. Singing Crow, it didn't. You're saying the tar probably would not have lived the hydro pump? So the delay between me saying things and the chat like showing up, the latency there, messes with me sometimes. Molly dropping the receipt in the chat. / they did the math. Fully invested Adamant Tyranitar +2 double edge versus standard defensive Swampert is meant to do 57 to 68%. And as we saw, unfortunately, it did considerably more than just that. Go Scarm, get slid. Yeah, 54%. That's a lot. That's many percent. Gotta go Pert. And you get like 2 sets of lefties here. So we go all the way up to 82. Yeah. Yeah, so this is... It's crazy, the disparity. It's wild. Molly saying it probably wasn't even 252 plus. Coltior seemed to think it was adamant Tyranitar. Singing Crow thinking ZPanther dropping some information in the chat. ZPanther, sorry about that game 3. Fun set, though. It was max HP offensive Pert. Yeah, so that Hydro Pump would have eliminated the T-Tar. That's Pokemon, though, man. That is the game that, for some reason, we all choose to play. Lot of dice rolls. Do you guys think that there's like any significant overlap of competitive Pokemon players and gambling addicts? Or would it be like the inverse? Like people, like you get nicked by gambling as an addiction, but it takes on the form of simply playing Pokemon. So it doesn't ruin you financially, just emotionally. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I've only really been participating in the competitive scene for a year or so now. Taunt Scarm was brought. ZPanther, is this El Clasico? Am I crazy? Do you have a Arrow, Zap, Gengar in the back on this? Folks, I want you to know something. I may be going live later to check out some additional replays of separate gamers. Additional matches have happened, and if you're not a part of my Discord, I think I have a link to join my Discord in the description of this live stream, and I would encourage you to do so. I added a new section of my Discord that I think is pretty cool. I want to show that off to you guys real quick. Let me do one of these. So I made a tourney matches channel in my Discord server. So now you can make a thread in here for any tournament match you're going to have. You put what time it is. So these games are both tomorrow. I'm going to try to stream and catch these games live as they happen. So if you want a tournament match of yours live streamed, this is a cool opportunity. And just a place for you to put your upcoming match. You can talk strategy with people. I mean, keep in mind, this is like a fairly public server, so I wouldn't, if you think your op might be in here or friends of your opponent, maybe don't share too much vital information. But, people are going to be cheering you on and shit.